The main thing is there's certain things you want to do with the cages regardless of which one that you use. And what we want to do is put something, me and Sarah always set these up together. I got my part of the job, she got her part of the job. And she'll take and put, bust up some grass, some weeds, something like that, and put it on the floor of the cage trap. And just so when they go in there, they're not hitting that metal. I mean, they're not used to walking on metal. And like I said, they're not scared of anything, but I'm scared of stuff. So I want to make everything in my favor and take everything out of their favor of why they might back out of that cage. And what we'll do is open this up. We'll hang a feather back here, real short, and we'll put some bait and lure back here, and we'll close it up. And most of the cages have these back doors on them. And the thing is, you always want to make sure you put the pin back in. I'm not saying why. I know that you can forget the pin and you'll come there and the door will be open like that. I'm not going to tell you why I know. But you always want to make sure you get that locked. And what we do is we'll generally look for a couple hummocks or someplace, because that cat, when you get up there a lot of times, that trap will just be rocking. And the thing is it tips over, that door can come open. So what we'll do is look for a couple hummocks. If they don't have them, we'll take like T-bar stakes or something and run them on both sides just to keep that trap. But the thing is we go and we'll go and cover that whole trap with brush. I mean, we're going to cover the whole thing, and mostly on the back. A lot of times where you see people, they're bait lures in the back, so if somebody's going to be drawn to a part of the trap you don't want, it's going to be in the back. Because if they're back here and they burn up all that curiosity, they're not going to come to that front and have enough curiosity to push them up into that trap. So, make sure you really cover the back good. The other thing we do on these is the silicone spray we use sometimes, like you use on a meat grinder for your venison, you get it from Cabela's or whatever. I'll spray this, or you can take some wax, and put the wax just to make that slide a little bit easier. I mean, it's no different than like on Kendall's traps. You got to carry some of that bow wax in your pocket or chapstick, and on the bottom of them KO Extremes, to get that hand tension down. Same thing with this, and so, we put that wax on there. And it's just fun. It's fun to do something different. I love trapping because I put in so many different kinds of sets. My thing is I don't want to go out and just make a dirt hole set after dirt hole set after dirt hole set after dirt hole set. That isn't exciting to me. I want to learn something new. I want to see how animals react to stuff. And it's like I always think it's like going in the library, you pull a book off, and you read that book, and then you read this book, and you read this book, and you start learning more and more and more. It's fun. That's why I put the cameras up. We spend a lot of money on cameras to learn, how them cats react to stuff. Anybody got any questions on any of the live traps? It's pretty simple setup. The main thing is getting it where the cats are going to be coming through. Yeah. The only thing that I will do differently is you can use bobcat urine. I use my blended stuff, and then spray it like, just out in front. Because if I'm setting, say, on a travel pattern and them cats are coming by, to get them to stop, if it's like a big open area, I'll go and, put that flagging system out in front of it, to pull them in. A lot of times what we're setting is in like dry washes, looking for someplace tight that they're going. But because on them cameras, it's like my whole, cat trapping career, I always never really thought of them as marking. But it was more predators like coyotes, because during coyote breeding season, you see where they're pissing all over. But the thing is every time we had them cats on camera, because Texas is full of this type of stuff right here, and we pick up a lot of cats, sitting under them fences, and if that cat comes up to that fence, because Sarah kept saying, well, I smell catfish. I'm like, ain't no way. I mean, we're on, there's nothing there. I mean, she thinks she's got super nose. And when we started watching, we specifically put them cameras on some of them, and we take the thing out and we watch it, and them cats, every single time we come up and take a leak on this side, go underneath that fence and mark it on the other side. And there's sometimes where you have stuff and then there's the hypothesis of stuff that you think. And this is a I think. I think a lot of times, like when they're marking that, they're marking it for, not just that this is my area or for breeding, but it's for travel patterns. And I think a lot of times when they start looking, and when you see them coyotes running down the road, and I know we're talking cats, but it's the same thing, as far as this, I'd see where them coyotes take a crap in the road, and then I would stop, or a bunch of times they would go in the road, and I'd stop, and I'd look, and there'd be a trail there. Like they were putting droppings there to mark that travel path. Now, I don't think every time they go to the bathroom in the road, it's that, but I think if you start seeing multiple piles pile up, it's a good thing to do to look one way or the other, where there's maybe a trail or a road or something like that. And I know the cats do, because I mean, they come in, we had one where we had, again, you don't catch every one. We had a cat come in, take a leak. A couple hours later, the same night, another cat came in, we didn't catch either one of them. Took a leak right where that cat went, and then went and took another leak, so. If you get some good cat urine, don't be afraid, during when you're trapping cats to use a lot of urine. If I could stress one thing on this whole thing, it'd be use cat urine. And it sucks because they're so short on it this year, so it's a little bit pricey. But if you, like Rick Miller, he sells a lot of good cat urine and stuff like that. You can definitely, when you open up Rick's compared to commercial stuff, you can definitely tell, the difference between a cat-fed meat and, just a commercial grain or something.
How far in front of your trap would you put the flagging if you had a cage trap, like under in a tree?
The question is, how far would I put the flag if we were using live traps? Again, I'm going to go and put it. We say I had the cat trap there. I'm going to look down and try and get the longest view I can, and put it maybe right out here, if that was the longest view. I wouldn't go any further than like maybe to Tony there, right behind you. That'd be about, I want to keep it somewhat close, so that, they can, still get that curiosity to pull over. But